Vice-Chancellor, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, members of the University, honoured guests, graduates, graduands. Since 1990, Dorothy Wilson Mbe has been Chief Executive and Artistic Director at MAC, Midlands Arts Centre, formerly, in Birmingham. Dorothy was educated in Northumberland at the University of Wales, UCNW, University College of North Wales, Bangor, and the Royal Scottish Academy of Music. Throughout her career, she's continued to pursue her interests as a performer, specifically and particularly vocal music, and her eclectic and expert involvement with a wide range of the arts has been an inspiration to colleagues and, to use the contemporary language of funding, which no one can avoid, clients and stakeholders alike. Thanks to her vision and know-how, all sorts of people enjoy and make more and better all sorts of art. Before becoming director of MAC, Dorothy spent 14 years at West Midlands Arts, including 7 years as deputy director of what was then the Midlands Arts Centre, working across a range of art forms. For more than 7 years, she was a member of the Arts Council, England's National Council, and chair of the West Midlands Regional Council. She's a member of the Council of the Theatrical Management Association, the TMA, the Council of Birmingham Chamber of Commerce, and serves as chair of Motion House Dance Theatre, Art Tricks Arts Centre in Bromsgrove, Music Leader West Midlands and Sound Futures, Birmingham's Youth Music Action Zone, Motion House Dance Theatre, I mentioned already, and Herbert Art Gallery Museum, Coventry. She's a council member of Birmingham Chamber of Commerce and a board member of Dance Fest, Herefordshire and Worcestershire. She has appeared in the Birmingham Post Power 50 every year since its inauguration. She is a power in the arts land. Dorothy was elected a Fellow of the Royal Society of Arts in 2006 and received her MBE for services to the arts in the New Year's Honours List in 2011. So where and what is MAC Birmingham if you happen not to be from round here, as they say? If you head for one of Edgbaston's more spectacular, perhaps one would say grandiose landmarks, one of the few that allegedly could be seen with the naked eye from outer space, although that may be a legend, in other words, the Warwickshire County Cricket Ground, you will also come on your right-hand side, going from here, to Cannon Hill Park and to the Arts Centre. With over 850,000 visits every year, MAC Birmingham, as it is now known, has served as one of the country's foremost arts centres for many a year. The idea for an arts centre in Cannon Hill Park was the result of a meeting between local residents, theatre writer and director John English, his wife Molly Randall, and local politician Frank Price in the late 1950s. Eventually, 8.6 acres of land in Cannon Hill Park was made available by the City Council in 1962 for this purpose. It's also housed the Cannon Hill Puppet Theatre under John Blundell. And in 1965, the director Mike Lee went to work at the theatre and had the opportunity to start experimenting with the idea that writing and rehearsing could potentially be part of the same process, the process that in Mike Lee's case has given us some outstanding plays and films. Between 1972 and 1987, it was the home of Birmingham Youth Theatre, a company aimed at encouraging and nurturing talent among people aged 15 to 23. This company was founded by local teacher Derek Nichols, who later became a director of Midlands Arts Centre. Success stories from that youth theatre include one of our recent honorary doctoral graduates, as it were, Adrian Lester. Between 2008 and 2010, MAC underwent a £14.8 million refurbishment. With artists and audiences at its heart, it provides opportunities for people from all backgrounds to see, hear, and most importantly, make art. It's impossible to overestimate the significance of this vibrant, remarkable institution and the energy and commitment and artistic judgment of its no less remarkable director. The Centre has welcomed and fostered the work of educational and arts organisations from across the region, His work has been welcomed by the Centre and has established the Centre's reputation in Birmingham's cultural life and consolidated their ability to provide for the community. It's a friendly, exciting venue for all kinds of activity. And the fact that you can walk in from Cannon Hill Park and enjoy its exhibitions, cafes and bar, the theatre, the other activities including a splendid film theatre, make it an asset of a very particular kind. It performs a vital service to its wide public. Its director is enthusiastic, warm, approachable, a doer, an enthusiast who will come to see work and work in progress, who can make the big things happen, but will also engage with the small organisations. Colleagues and students of this university, like those of other institutions, have benefited from her support, engagement and warm welcome. Since 1993, Dorothy has supported the work of Hocus Pocus, a group of adults with learning disabilities, which was initiated by Dr. Rose Wyman, head of this university's Department of Drama and Theatre Arts, and Jill Moorcroft from the Moseley Centre. Dorothy has continued to support the work of graduates and the university. Most recently, this has included Tin Box Theatre, a group emerging from the drama department's MPhil Directing and Dramaturgy course, and activities involving our master's course in playwriting studies. She's currently supporting Dr. Adam Ledger's ongoing practice as research work, and for the third year running, MAC has hosted performance projects for Dr. Liz Tomlin's undergraduate contemporary performance course. Dorothy Wilson's energy, enthusiasm and commitment to the arts continue to be an inspiration and a source of strength to individuals and organisations like these, those that MAC serves, and through them, the wider public. Vice-Chancellor, to you and to the university, I present Dorothy Wilson Mbe for the degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa.
By virtue of my authority as Vice-Chancellor and with very great pleasure, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa. Congratulations and thank you very much for accepting.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much indeed. And that oration, I didn't recognise that person, but let me see if I can find a little bit to say by way of an inadequate response. Vice-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellors, graduates, graduands and guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to begin by expressing my surprise and my absolute delight at being honoured with this most unexpected award, and my most sincere and humble thanks for the very generous words in the citation of conferment. Listening to the orator recounting my career, I must say it seemed, in that rather perverse way that life has, that it was a very long time ago, and by contrast only yesterday, that I took my first degree. As we were robing earlier, I remembered that Eden Ravenscroft performed that service for me. I thought, that's quite a long time ago. And then they told me that they began business in the 1600s, so that put me properly in my place. My pleasure today has been really enhanced by knowing just how exciting your futures are, graduates and graduands, because this university has, as it always does, made a remarkable job of helping you to realise your potential. And it continues to champion and to encourage and to promote creativity, innovation and enterprise in so many aspects of our contemporary society. We're very fortunate to have this great institution in Birmingham, and we're very fortunate that you chose to come and study here. I'm particularly pleased to accept this award as a recognition of the importance of the work of the College of Arts and Law and the Schools of Languages, Cultures, Art, History and Music that we're celebrating today, and their continuing contribution to the engine of the creative industries, which is one of the fastest growing sectors in our economy. I have worked in it for all of my working life, and so it is for me a special personal and professional award that I receive today, and it's a reflection of very many, very happy years of association with the university, particularly with the drama, music, English and history departments, and now with some of the newer branches of the university's endeavour, particularly with the Digital Innovation Hub, which is helping to develop exciting and far-reaching opportunities for the future. Throughout my career, I have had the privilege of working with many, many creative people, to have experience of being an artist myself and of continuing my practical art-making activities both within and alongside my main career. And for many years, I've been delighted to work closely in mentoring young careers, with people embarking on what have proved to be exciting and rewarding callings in whatever dimension you are called. More recently, working with the Arts Council and with CLAW Leadership Programme, I have been privileged to support emerging leaders in our creative industries. And what resonates for me today is that I'm amongst you, young people, at the beginning of your exciting future, which is dynamic, challenging, but always exciting. The honour you've bestowed on me has caused me to reflect on the early days of my career and the many people who have nurtured, guided and supported me across the years, and I'm very grateful to them. Even more, I've reflected on what I have learned through the privileges I've enjoyed of being able to engage in the development of so many young people in the early stages of what I believe to be, and indeed have proved to be, very exciting careers. And now a word of advice, if I might, from the height of my great age. What has marked out those young people has absolutely been vision and determination, a clear sense of how they have wanted to shape and direct their skills and their energies. And then, importantly, a thirst to continue learning and a ready embracing of the experiences they need to gain. Add to that an understanding of the many connections they need to make to ensure that they can harness and focus their ambition. For many of you, you will now be entering, or indeed maybe in some cases have already joined the world of work as a serious player for the first time. How exciting! I often find myself suggesting to my young colleagues, graduation is a key milestone, but is also absolutely a beginning. It's not an end. So today, you and your families, and those of us who are delighted to share in celebrating your success, are marking a very important milestone in your achievements, and we congratulate you most warmly. But for many of you, we're also acknowledging that you're embarking on a journey into our rapidly changing world of work. But we're doing so in the confidence that, supported through your studies, you have the openness, the capacity, and the rapidly developing skills to help not only yourselves, but also the society around you to make sense of our contemporary world and to help shape it creatively. I sense that many of us here today recognise that we need to release ever more creativity into every aspect of our national and international life. As the Vice-Chancellor recently reminded me, at a time when nationally we are still spending far too little on scientific and industrial research and development, and sadly very much less than many of our major European and international counterparts, we sorely need the creativity which we find richly in our best creative minds, in our linguists, our designers, our composers, our creative producers, architects, art and media makers, and in short, not just people like you, but you. You have been privileged to benefit from the outstanding education this great university has to offer, and to study in a great city, one, as you can probably hear, that is not my home territory, but one that's very happily my adopted city, and one which was at the centre of innovation in the 18th and the 19th centuries, and no less now in the 21st century. A city which is at the centre of one of the most creative and fastest growing regions in the country. And the good news is that the UK is a creative hotspot. It's producing some of the best creative thinkers, the most creative enablers, designers, artists, musicians, and I could go on, in the world. And perhaps, and therefore not perhaps, but really, the creative industry sector is the fastest growing in the British economy, and its ability to deliver economically is surging forward, whether that's in the field of industrial development, commercial design, in the visual and performing arts, in the independent high-craft value arena, or in the media and broadcasting world. This world is your oyster. This is an enormously exciting time for you to be graduating. There have never been so many opportunities to make your mark, and we all need your ambition, your vision, your skills and your energies to be generating a healthy and creative environment fit for our mutual future. I hope that many of you will choose to remain here in Birmingham to contribute to our professional and civil life. And I look forward very much to hearing and reading of the continued flourishing of the university's graduates. Thank you so much for this honour and for allowing me to join you in your celebration. It's greatly appreciated. And finally, but most importantly, I congratulate you all most warmly and wish you every possible success in the future. Thank you.